Hey guys, it's Jess and I'm back. I'm feeling a lot better. As I mentioned in my little video message yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, I got the flu on Saturday, which sucked. And it was particularly tough this weekend because, as I mentioned in my last real video, I'm actually doing a show right now, and so I had to do a Saturday night performance and a Sunday matinee, which was really tough because this was not a situation in which there was an understudy or anyone to cover for me because I was sick. I just had to power through, which I did, and I think it went okay, but it was rough. I never noticed how much I scream in this show until I had a sore throat. um, but it was really nice to get some time off this week. I took yesterday and today off of work to recover, and the nice thing about that, if there's a silver lining to having the flu, is that I had a lot of time to read. That's basically all I've done for the last 2 days is read and sleep. But anyway, I mentioned that I had finished City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, and I mentioned that I would probably have City of Ashes completed by the time I did my review, but I actually finished City of Glass today. So I finished the trilogy, although I just learned that Cassandra Clare is actually expanding the series, so there are going to be, I think, 3 more books in the series, and the 4th one actually comes out at the end of April, so exciting. This has been a series that people have been sort of all over the place. Some people really love it, some people are sort of on the fence, and then some people just didn't really feel it at all. I gave this the series, or at least these 3 books, I gave them 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was definitely involved in the story the whole time. As soon as I finished book 1, I immediately wanted to start book 2, and then I wanted to start book 3 after book 2 was over. So I was definitely engaged in the story the whole time. I don't know if I really need to do a plot synopsis of this book or of this series. I think most people know what it's about. And I want to be careful because I have now read all 3 books. I want to be careful that I don't spoil anybody. If you're like me, most of the time you read or watch reviews before you've actually read the book, so I don't want to give anything away because there are a lot of really good twists in the stories, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But basic plot, there is a girl named Clary Frey, and she and her best friend Simon go to a club one night, and she runs into this group called the Shadow Hunters, and through that group she learns that the world is a lot more complicated than she thought it was. It turns out that vampires and werewolves and fairies and demons are real, and the Shadow Hunters are actually a group of people who have been charged with taking care of society and killing the demons. And at first, it's just sort of a weird coincidence that she would run into this group of people, but it turns out that something happens to someone very close to her, and she actually needs the Shadow Hunters' help. And in the course of the story, she learns that she has a much deeper connection to this group than she originally thought. And she learns a lot about her past and about her family. And anyway, I don't want to say much more than that. There is a lot of romance in this. This is sort of an action-adventure romance fantasy kind of series. So there is some romance. There's an interesting love triangle. It's interesting the way that these relationships just sort of play out. There are some big twists in the series concerning some of these relationships, and you know, some of them are just sort of like, what, you know, how is that going to work out? But anyway, it's interesting to see what the author does with those. I really actually liked the main character, Clary. I know that some people find her kind of annoying. Oops, sorry. She, she was a very typical teenage girl for me. I mean, I think about myself at 15 and how I would have reacted to some of the things that she has to go through, and I think I would have probably been a little bit whiny. I mean, she's 15. She's not totally mature yet. She's still figuring things out. So I actually kind of liked her. Of course, I loved Jace. I thought he was a great character. I mean, he's just the kind of guy I like to read about, sort of smooth and sarcastic. I really liked Simon. I thought that he was, a really fun character, and it's really interesting to sort of follow his journey throughout the series. So all in all, really, really good series. You do have to be a fan of visual imagery if you're going to read these books. Cassandra Clare loves to go into detail. She really wants to flesh out the stories. She wants this world to become as real as possible for you. So she tells you a lot. She really details a lot of the places and a lot of the people. So there's a lot of description in these books. Which, if you like that kind of thing, which I do, then these books are definitely for you. So anyway, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. There's too much in these stories to go into full description without giving too much away. But 4 stars for me, this series. I really, really enjoyed it. I did do some shopping this past weekend, which I think I might have mentioned. So I'm going to be doing a book haul next. So I will see you guys in just a minute. Bye.